a journey of struggle, strength, and self discovery. The story of an elderly widow. At the heart of this compelling narrative is a 68-year-old widow who has dedicated her life to raising her two children, only to face the harsh realities of aging in solitude after retirement. Once a pillar of strength for her family, she now confronts the dual challenges of declining health and the question of her independence. Her story unfolds with a decision making dilemma that many can relate to. Should she embrace the security of a nursing home, as her son suggests, or heed her daughter's concerns and opt for in home care? What begins as a compromise, alternating her living arrangements between her son's and daughter's homes, gradually unravels, exposing emotional conflicts, strained relationships, and the complexities of navigating elder care within the family. Through a series of disappointments and self reflections, the elderly woman discovers that true independence and dignity come not from relying on others, but from reclaiming her autonomy. Her decision to return to her own home becomes a powerful statement about resilience, self worth, and the pursuit of a life where she feels valued and secure. This story is not just about one woman's journey, it is a mirror for us all, inviting viewers to reflect on their own paths as they or their loved ones age. It emphasizes the importance of setting boundaries, managing expectations, and cultivating emotional resilience to navigate the challenges of aging with grace and dignity. Let this tale inspire you to reimagine elder care, prioritize your emotional well being, and plan for a future where independence and familial support coexist in harmony. Decision making dilemma. Maria found herself at a heart wrenching crossroads, confronted with the unsettling prospect of aging alone. The once vibrant and bustling household she had lovingly maintained now felt eerily silent, amplifying her sense of isolation. As her health gradually declined and her mobility waned, the challenges of living independently became increasingly daunting. Every day presented new obstacles, from managing household chores to navigating the limited spaces of her home, making her future seem uncertain and fraught with worry. In her quest for a viable solution, Maria deliberated between two starkly different paths: moving to a nursing home or retaining the comfort of her own home with the help of a caregiver. Each option carried its own set of promises and fears, making the decision all the more agonizing. Her son, Michael, advocated strongly for the nursing home option. He painted a picture of a facility where Maria would receive comprehensive medical care, ensuring that her health needs were meticulously attended to. Michael emphasized the social benefits, envisioning Maria surrounded by peers who shared similar life experiences, fostering new friendships and a sense of community. He reassured her that the nursing home would offer a structured environment with various activities designed to keep her engaged and active, thereby enhancing her quality of life. To Michael, this was the safest and most practical choice, providing both Maria and the family with peace of mind. Conversely, Maria's daughter, Emily, vehemently opposed the idea of a nursing home. She feared the societal stigma and the emotional impact it would have on Maria, believing that it might feel like an abandonment rather than a supportive move. Emily passionately argued for in home care, proposing to hire a professional caregiver who could assist Maria with daily tasks while allowing her to remain in the familiar surroundings she cherished. She envisioned Maria maintaining her independence, preserving her routines, and staying connected to her home environment, which was filled with treasured memories and personal comforts. Emily believed that this approach would honor Maria's dignity and autonomy, ensuring that she felt respected and valued within her own space. This divergence in perspectives left Maria engulfed in emotional turmoil. On one hand, the nursing home represented security, professional support, and a vibrant community, alleviating her fears of isolation and unmet medical needs. On the other hand, in home care symbolized independence, personal freedom, and the preservation of her beloved home, safeguarding her sense of identity and autonomy. The weight of this decision extended beyond practical considerations, deeply affecting the emotional fabric of her relationship with her children. As Maria grappled with her choice, she reflected on the profound implications it held for her remaining years. This dilemma was not merely about selecting a place to live, but about balancing love, duty, and personal autonomy. It underscored the complex dynamics of familial responsibility and the intrinsic human desire to age with dignity and grace. Ultimately, Maria's decision would shape the final chapter of her life, determining not only her living arrangements, but also the enduring bonds between her and her family. Challenges with in home care arrangement. Maria, determined to preserve her independence and wary of bringing a stranger into her cherished home, reluctantly agreed to a compromise proposed by her daughter Emily. The solution was to alternate her living arrangements between her son Michael's household and Emily's home. This arrangement was intended to balance the need for support with the desire to remain connected to both sides of her family. In the beginning, this new setup seemed like a beacon of hope. Michael's wife, Sarah, welcomed Maria warmly, promising to provide attentive care and ensure her comfort. Sarah took charge of Maria's daily needs with a compassionate demeanor, and Maria felt a sense of relief knowing that her son's family was there for her. Additionally, Maria's contribution of her monthly pension of 9 million VND offered a financial cushion, making her feel like a valued member of the household rather than a burden. However, the initial promise soon began to unravel. Sarah, initially kind and accommodating, gradually started to assert control over Maria's pension. Without consulting her, Sarah took possession of the pension card, restricting Maria's access to her own funds. This act of control was a subtle yet significant shift in the household dynamics, leaving Maria feeling powerless and financially dependent. Moreover, the living space allocated to Maria became increasingly restrictive. The house, designed to accommodate a bustling family with multiple bedrooms, offered Maria no private sanctuary. She was relegated to the cramped confines of a couch in the living room, stripped of personal space and privacy. Her bedding was often left out on the balcony during the day, a constant reminder of her secondary status within the home. The situation further deteriorated as Sarah prioritized the needs of her grandchildren over Maria's well being. Maria, once the cornerstone of her family, found herself sidelined as the children's needs took precedence. Sarah justified this by claiming that the grandchildren were growing and required more substantial meals, while adults could manage with simpler fare. Maria's attempts to partake in family meals were consistently dismissed, leaving her hungry and feeling invisible. The emotional strain became unbearable as Maria watched her pension dwindling and her independence eroding. The daughter-in-law's frugality extended beyond finances. It seeped into every aspect of Maria's daily life, making her undervalued and neglected. The once hopeful arrangement had transformed into a daily endurance test, where Maria's dignity and self-worth were constantly undermined. Maria's initial optimism gave way to deep-seated frustration and sorrow. The sanctuary she had hoped to find within her son's home had instead become a source of emotional turmoil. The bonds of family, which were meant to provide support and love, were now tangled in control and neglect. Maria's experience underscored the fragile nature of in-home care arrangements, revealing how easily they can descend from promising beginnings into oppressive environments if boundaries and respect are not firmly maintained. In the end, Maria's struggle with the in-home care arrangement highlighted the critical importance of clear communication, mutual respect, and genuine compassion in elder care. It served as a stark reminder that without these elements, even the most well-intentioned solutions can lead to unintended consequences, leaving the elderly feeling more isolated and disrespected than ever before. Emotional and physical toll. Maria's journey through her twilight years was marred by a relentless barrage of emotional and physical challenges that left her feeling utterly depleted. Each day, she grappled with constant discomfort, a pervasive lack of privacy, and a deep sense of emotional neglect that eroded her spirit bit by bit. Physically, Maria found herself struggling with ailments that once seemed trivial, but had now become significant obstacles. Simple movements caused pain, and her energy levels had plummeted, making everyday tasks feel like monumental efforts. The once vibrant and active woman was now confined to a life of limited mobility, her body a constant reminder of the passage of time and the toll it had taken. The absence of personal space intensified her discomfort. Confined to a small area in her son's home, Maria felt the walls closing in on her, stripping away the sanctuary she so desperately needed. Emotionally, the neglect was even more harrowing. Maria yearned for meaningful interactions and the warmth of familial bonds, but these desires were consistently unmet. Her daughter in law's behavior added layers of complexity to her suffering. Instances of blatant disrespect and subtle manipulation became commonplace, each act further deepening Maria's sense of isolation and unappreciation. Sarah, her daughter in law, often dismissed Maria's feelings and needs, prioritizing her own agenda over Maria's well being. This lack of respect manifested in controlling Maria's finances, limiting her access to her pension, and minimizing her presence within the household. The emotional manipulation extended to how Maria was treated within the family dynamic. Her contributions, both financial and personal, were undervalued, leaving her feeling invisible and unimportant. The constant struggle to assert her dignity in an environment that seemed indifferent or even hostile took a significant emotional toll. Maria's self esteem plummeted as she internalized the neglect, questioning her worth and the sacrifices she had made for her family over the years. The cumulative effect of these challenges created a suffocating atmosphere where Maria felt trapped and powerless. Her once strong sense of self was eroded by the relentless emotional and physical hardships, leading her to a state of profound loneliness and despair. The lack of empathy and support from those she had devoted her life to only magnified her suffering, making each day a painful reminder of her perceived abandonment and the dwindling hope for a peaceful and dignified old age. Maria's experience is a stark illustration of how emotional neglect and physical discomfort can devastate an elderly individual's quality of life. It underscores the critical need for compassionate and respectful care, highlighting the importance of maintaining the dignity and emotional well being of our aging loved ones. Her story serves as a powerful reminder that the way we treat the elderly in our families has profound and lasting impacts on their lives. Hash seeking relief, facing new challenges. Driven by the hope of finding peace and a more supportive environment, she decides to leave her familiar surroundings and move into her daughter's home. At first, the change feels like a breath of fresh air. The warmth of family, the promise of shared meals, and the comforting buzz of her grandchildren's laughter seem to offer a reprieve from the loneliness and strain she had endured. For a brief moment, she believes she has found her sanctuary. But as the days turn into weeks, cracks begin to surface. Old patterns of miscommunication resurface, subtle disagreements snowball into emotional rifts, and the household dynamics become increasingly tense. Strained relationships within the family, compounded by unresolved issues, create an undercurrent of frustration and disappointment. The sanctuary she sought begins to feel like another battlefield, leaving her heart heavy and her quest for solace unresolved. Rediscovering independence, a courageous choice. After much reflection, she comes to a poignant realization. Relying on her children, though comforting in theory, does not always lead to the care and respect she deeply longs for. Each shared space, each attempt to blend lives, has revealed a hard truth. Her dignity and sense of self-worth cannot thrive in environments where they are not fully acknowledged. With quiet determination, she makes the bold decision to return to her own home. This choice, though seemingly simple, is a profound act of reclaiming her autonomy. It is a declaration that her happiness and security lie not in dependency, but in creating a space where she feels truly valued. Her return is not a retreat, but a powerful step towards self-respect, reminding herself and those around her that independence is not just a necessity, it is her birthright. Valuable lessons in navigating elder care with grace. 1. Establishing healthy boundaries. Living with extended family, particularly in-laws, can test the strength of even the most loving relationships. She learns the importance of setting clear and respectful boundaries, lines that protect her emotional well-being while preserving harmony. These boundaries become her shield, allowing her to engage with others without losing herself in the delicate and sometimes fragile dynamics of family life. 2. Choosing dignity over conflict. In the face of tension, she discovers the quiet power of restraint. Rather than engaging in arguments that could escalate into hurtful conflicts, she opts for silence, a silence not born of defeat, but of wisdom. This approach helps her maintain her dignity while diffusing potential arguments, creating an atmosphere of calm amidst inevitable disagreements. 3. Embracing self-reflection. She begins to look inward, acknowledging that much of her frustration stems from unmet expectations. By shifting her focus to what she can control, her own actions, reactions, and mindset, she learns to navigate her emotions more effectively, finding a sense of stability within herself. 4. Letting go of unrealistic expectations. The hardest lesson of all is releasing the hope that others will change their behavior to meet her needs. Instead, she prioritizes her own happiness and inner peace, recognizing that waiting for others to act differently only prolongs disappointment. By letting go, she liberates herself, making room for joy and tranquility to take root in her heart. Through these lessons, she transforms challenges into stepping stones for personal growth, crafting a life defined not by circumstances, but by her strength, wisdom, and resilience. A heartfelt call to reflection and action. This video serves as an invitation for viewers to pause and reflect on their own journeys through life's later stages. It gently encourages introspection, urging them to consider how they are navigating the delicate balance between maintaining independence and embracing familial support. Are their choices today paving the way for a future of dignity and self-respect? More than just a story, the video delivers a vital message about the significance of long-term planning. It highlights the need to prepare not just financially, but emotionally, equipping oneself with the resilience to face the inevitable challenges of aging. With warmth and sincerity, it reminds viewers that aging with grace is not about avoiding difficulties, but about cultivating the strength and foresight to meet them head on while cherishing life's precious moments. Above all, the video is a testament to the human spirit's capacity for growth, offering a gentle yet empowering nudge for everyone to take charge of their own path to fulfillment and peace. Finding strength in independence, a closing reflection. The journey of the 68-year-old widow serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities of aging and the pursuit of dignity in one's later years. Her struggles with family dynamics, emotional neglect, and the delicate balance between dependence and independence reveal the deep emotional toll that caregiving arrangements can bring. Yet, amidst these challenges, her decision to reclaim her autonomy stands as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. By choosing to return to her own home, she not only asserts her independence, but also redefines what it means to age with grace. Her story encourages us all to consider the importance of creating environments where we feel valued, setting healthy boundaries, and focusing on personal well-being over unrealistic expectations of others. As we close, let her experiences inspire us to take proactive steps in planning for the future, whether it's through fostering open family discussions, prioritizing emotional resilience, or crafting solutions that respect both independence and familial support. Aging is not merely a passage of time, but a profound journey of self-discovery, strength, and transformation. May this story prompt you to reflect on your own path and the ways you can navigate the inevitable changes of life with compassion, dignity, and purpose.